Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mid-Card Mania. I'm Daniel.
Steven.
And you're back.
Yep.
You having a good time?
Awesome.
There it is. That's what we like to hear. And yeah, it's a new year. We're going into 1990.
Yeah.
His favorite wrestler won the 1989 Mid-Card Maniac, so he was pretty pumped about that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He was ecstatic.
Goats.
And so now here we go. We're into a new year, so tonight we're going to be hitting the Royal Rumble 1990, and the match is going to be the submission match. It's Greg the Hammer Valentine with the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart in his corner, going up against rugged Ronnie Garvin.
You know, and I have an interesting fact. They didn't call it the Scorpion Deathlock or the Sharpshooter.
They didn't. It was like
they
reverse.
called it the reverse figure four.
In fact, that's how I always known it until Bret Hart did it, because I didn't watch WCW at the time, so I didn't know about Scorpion Deathlock until years later.
I watched both when I was a kid.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So, anyways, let's get into this match. Steve, why don't you hit us up with the background? You know, you've been going for a while, so
the background
build up here
was Greg the Hammer Valentine. Basically, well, Ronnie Garvin beat Greg the Hammer Valentine clean.
Yeah.
Then Valentine came back and beat Garvin under shady.
We can't remember. We're trying to figure, was it tights or ropes? We don't remember if he was trying to get his feet on the ropes or if he had the tights. If you guys know out there, by the way, let us know down below. We would appreciate it. But we know he beat him in some shady circumstances.
Yeah.
So.
And let's see here. And they then came up a match, loser retires match.
Yep.
And Garvin ended up losing that match. Then he ended up becoming a referee. And then he kept on screwing Greg the Hammer Valentine over. And he got fired from that job. And they had him become a ring announcer. Then he basically talked shit the whole time about Greg the Hammer Valentine throughout Greg the Hammer Valentine's matches. And Greg the Hammer Valentine came back to Jack Tunney and basically said, I want
his ass.
I want him back.
Let's do this right now.
Beat the shit out of him, and led to this amazing match.
There it is. So let's get to the actual match itself.
Oh, they chopped the shit out of each other.
Oh my god, dude, brutal. And thing is, of course I did a review for the main event when it was Garvin versus Flair, and I remember saying like that was one of the most brutal chop fest ever. And I gotta say, I think this one may have it beat because
these two guys both look like
went into it, man. I was like, holy shit. And just the look. And thing is though, they both took it. There was barely any flinching. There's barely any getting away from it. No, they took the fucking chops like champs. I gotta say, highly impressed with both of them. Now, we were talking before we hit the record button here. The one thing that kind of bugged us about this match. And it's funny because we watched the matches separate.
For pinfalls.
They kept going for a fucking pinfall. Now, here's the thing.
I guess they didn't explain it to him that well enough.
Well, that's the thing.
It was only pinfall, no submissions.
You would think and this was back when it was real.
Yeah.
I'm sure this was not a impromptu submission match.
No.
You clearly just gave us the history. There was some history behind this match.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they signed the contracts a month in advance, maybe 3 weeks at the most. Yeah, a submission match, which you can only win. How do you wait? How do you win a submission match? Wait a second, submission match.
Oh, he's got out his almanac.
Submission.
He used to jack off to that thing back in the day.
Still do.
A couple times back in the day, he was in the bathroom, he was beating it hard. I was like, what are you doing, Dad? He was like, I'm looking at my almanac.
That's it. Submission. You win a submission match by submission. What do they keep doing?
They kept on trying to pin one another.
Now, and even Ventura was just like, what are they doing? And Shivani tried to save it. I'll get to his credit, and it makes sense initially.
They were so used to going for pinfalls.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and you buy it at first. I'm like, sure, okay. Yeah, you go for that pinfall. Hey, yeah, you can't pin. Oh, that's right, I'm in a submission match.
But they did it 7 times.
Dude, they did it 7 times. And you're like, what the fuck?
How dumb can you fucking be?
I think Garvin probably did the most, actually. I think Valentine maybe did it twice, but I think Garvin did like 4 or 5 times. You're just like, come on. And it's just like, and as a kid, this is one of those I own. I watched it a million times. I didn't catch on to it then, because I love this. I always love this match, but it's just like I didn't notice that until now. And as I'm watching, I'm like, wow, you're still going for a pin. Even after you had a submission on the guy, you go for a pin. It's like, what? That makes no sense. The other thing that we thought was kind of odd. So Valentine at the time was pretend like he said he had a sprained ankle, and so he had this kind of shin guard. Now he used no, the other guy had a heartbreaker. I forget what he called his. He had a
Greg Valentine had it was called the heartbreaker.
No, he was the heartbreaker because he was breaking the
I see.
So I don't remember what he called it, but for him it was to add more pressure when he's pushing down on it. Now Garvin, on the other hand, he got another shin guard, and of course he would turn it the other way. And of course, it was the heartbreaker, and he would block, and it's supposed to protect against the figure four. Now, I'm sure you're a lot like me. I'm sure when you was a kid, you did all the submission moves you could. You know, you wrestled and everything.
That was actually my brother's favorite submission move.
And dude,
he put me in it every single damn time.
It's effective. It is one of those that is effective. In fact, what I think is funny is
to get the fuck off of me.
When you do reverse it, it still hurts you. Like, I remember, because my brother was a lot younger than me, and he threw it on me, and I could easily turn his ass over. I'm like, this still fucking hurts. Like, and I don't even remember now if it even hurt him that much. I think when I flipped, in wrestling, you flip it over, all the other guys like, oh, God, he turned it over. I've got to get out of this. I don't think we had that. I think, honestly, I was just like, this fucking still hurts. Get off me now. So...
Another thing about the match, Garvin was basically doing this shit.
Yeah.
Valentine had him in it. I was like,
but that's the point.
That's a painful fucking move.
Yeah.
Why are you...
And I'm thinking to myself, does the shin guard help that much? Because I don't think it would.
No.
I would think, because even if you hit the shin guard here, your other leg, you can't see because the camera's still up. But it's like your other leg is still over it.
Yeah.
So you're still being... So to me, I was like, this seemed very ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And once again... If it would have been any other move, I maybe would have.
I don't think Valentine was actually applying it correctly, completely.
I think either way, though, it just seems like it
putting
seems
pressure on.
Yeah, it still seems ridiculous, though. Like I don't like it. I don't like. I'm like, if it would have been anything else, like if it would have been like he had an ankle brace on and someone's trying to do the ankle lock, I will buy that a little bit more than this. I just feel like this would still hurt. But the fact, like you said, he's doing this number and just like. What? No.
That made no fucking sense at all.
It still hurt. Of course, both braces come off.
I think that was for comedic.
You know what? I mean, I get that. Once again, I mean, if that's the universe we're living in, where a shin guard can protect against it, I will buy some shit. I will buy the fact that you can kill a guy with a steel chair a million times, but he's still strong enough to get up to his legs so you can get him in the next move. I'll buy it. All right? Okay, I'll buy it. If the guy is out cold, or the guy, in a regular match, you hit him with a steel chair. And you pin him. 1, 2, 3. But a hardcore match, you gotta run the guy over with a bulldozer and he can still kick out. Fine, I'll buy it. I mean, I'm a wrestling fan that will eat enough shit to be like, you know what, I'll let certain shit slide. So I will let this slide. I am just saying it's a little ridiculous. Now, after they do this whole bit, they do eventually both lose their braces. And of course, they end up, fighting. And then, of course, it's the sharpshooter, but like you said, it was called the reverse figure four. And once again, that's how I always called it that until Bret Hart popularized it in the early 90s. But he does him with sharpshooter and of course gets the submission. And of course, that's how Rugged Ronnie Garvin wins it. So Steve, I gotta ask you, the time that everybody's waiting for, our review, what are your thoughts of this match?
It was an interesting match. It really was. I thought it was gonna suck. To be honest, I did. That wasn't a storyline I actually paid attention to when I was a kid. But it was an interesting... Well, of course, I was poor. Dirt poor. This asshole had all the pay-per-views.
We bootlegged the tapes. We didn't order the pay-per-view. We just rented the tapes and we bootlegged it. I did bootleg a lot, but...
They can't come after you for that.
Let's hope not. Shit, I want to see trips at my door with a sledgehammer like you need to pay for those pay-per-views. I don't care if you get the network or not. But back to the match. So.
But anyways, it was an interesting match. The two things that kind of really...
The flaws.
Confused the shit out of me was them going for pins every single time, and Ronnie Garvin acting like a fucking... No selling the figure four.
Really no selling it.
That just didn't make no sense to me. Him no selling it... And that brace couldn't have saved his leg or his ankle.
Yeah.
Or any part of his leg. It couldn't have saved it.
Well, it seems like, too, and even though, being in the figure four, it does hurt the shin and leg more, it seems like nowadays, and even for a while, it seems like they always attack the knee to soften you up for the figure four, but it's like it never really hurts the knee that much. It's always your shin bone and the other leg.
Or your ankle.
Yeah, because you're pushing down on it. Don't try us on. Anyways, for me, I'm not going to lie, I still like it. Once again, as a kid, I loved it, and I was always kind of shocked that these two never went any further than this, and I'll get to that in a second. But... as an adult, and unfortunately you can't help it when you are an adult watching old school wrestling, that smarkiness does come up every now and then.
Yeah.
And once again, these flaws are ridiculous flaws, but it's not enough to ruin the match, at least not in my opinion. I think it's still an enjoyable match. And once again, it's a damn good storyline, and and we were talking about this earlier, it's like, we really thought this should have went to WrestleMania. I mean, in all honesty, and that's the thing.
It would be a good mid card, like WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
good mid card.
And I just remember I saw an interview with Ronnie Garvin once, and he was talking about how, like, in WWE at that time, or WWF at the time, like, you were pretty much out for yourself, so you had to come up with your own storyline. And he goes, that's how he kind of stayed afloat. Was him and Greg Valentine came up with this storyline, and I was like, how did this not make it to WrestleMania? Because, like, to me, this is a pretty good blow-off match. And it just seems like, because he goes on to fight Dino Bravo in a nothing match. Like, it meant nothing at all. And just like, I don't know, it just seems kind of ridiculous. The other thing to me that once again, I guess...
He just straight up jobbed
yeah, it was a very short match. It was just ridiculous. The other thing, as a kid even, that just kind of bugged me was that this is actually a pretty solid match. And once again, when you look at it through kayfabe eyes, it's like, these were two tough sons of bitches. And, like, you had to
both of them were tough motherfuckers.
And so the fact that you made one of them tap out,
well, the thing was,
it made me wonder, like, why didn't this boost Garvin up the ladder?
The thing is, they used to always say when Greg the Hammer Valentine was in a match, you might start off, slow, but once he gets started,
absolutely. And so, but what I'm
same thing with Garvin. Yeah. Garvin was the same way.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, like, looking at it from kayfabe standpoint, it's like, how did this not help either career? Like, this to me was I remember as a kid watching this thing, like, damn, like, this is awesome. And even kind of thinking, like, wow, I wonder if Garvin's going to get an IC title match now. Or we didn't call it IC title back then. It was the Intercontinental title. We used proper full-length words back then. But anyways, but you're thinking, like, this will certainly get him up the card, right?
Yeah.
No, it didn't help either man. In fact, you can even argue...
I think Hogan had something to do with it.
Probably. But, the thing is, like, his career was done
on top.
But his career was done after WrestleMania 5. Garvin was gone, went back to, I think it was the AWA first and then back to NWA, or maybe vice versa. But either way, he was out of WWF. Valentine did stick around for another couple of years, but it's like he didn't do much. His next stint was with Honky Tonk Man's Rhythm and Blues. To me, his only highlight, and really didn't mean shit, but for me, his only highlight coming up was literally the Iron Man performance he gave in Royal Rumble 91 when he was in there for 50 plus minutes. That was it, and even that don't mean anything. Like, no one gives a shit about it. And the thing was, he's even outshined that year because Rick Martel was in even longer. So he kind of gets overshadowed there. But once again, neither guy did anything after this. And I feel like that's really a shame. But I guess it is what it is. And once again, neither man really did much before this either. No. At least leading up to this, because at this point, Garvin said...
Garvin was an NWA champion.
Well, but in the company, though.
WWF. In WWF. Valentine was a former Intercontinental champion, too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, literally after his tag title run with Briefcake as Dream Team, he was done. The only thing he did after that was the new Dream Team with Bravo. That lasted for a stint, and then it was it. And so, like, the fact that, like, at this point in 1989, or no, sorry, we're in 1990 now. In 1990, neither guy was doing shit. And then they wouldn't go on to do shit. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems like it's a shame because these guys put on an entertaining match. And if you don't like the match, you just gotta say that the angle itself was great. The fact that this is back when it was long-term book, I mean, you actually did build up shit for over a year. This was perfect. And it just seems like it should have went a lot longer than this. But, it is what it is. But yeah, overall, I'm giving it a thumbs up.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
All right, there it is. So, you know what, Steve? Take us home. Let's get out of here.
Next week's going to be Wrestle War 1990.
Oh, yeah.
And fuck off.
Oh, wow.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
And for Steve, I'm Daniel. We'll see you next time.